Welcome to the Triumph Garage. Today we have our latest project, a 1943 Triumph 3HW 350 pushrod single motorcycle. Fuel handling chores are taken care of by an Amel 276 remote float bowl carburetor. Charging and sparks delivered from our Lucas M01 mag dyno. Standard Triumph 4-speed pre-unit gearbox, rigid frame, sprung seat, girder front end with friction damper. Here's our Triumph front hub and wheel assembly. All the spokes are present and accounted for, and the rim is straight on this. We are missing the Speedo drive, but we will glass bead this, repack the bearings, reclearance everything, powder coat it in a nice standard olive drab military. Rear hub is standard Triumph issue for the period, bolt-on sprocket and hub, straight pull spokes. Again, like the front, this will just require a good glass beading and cleaning and painting and greasing, and we'll be good to go. The rear muffler does have some rust perforations, so we'll find a replacement for that. And everything else on the back of the motorcycle looks pretty good. Standard Triumph pre-unit gearbox, shift indicator there in the front, you can't hardly see. Non-folding gear pedal. The gear pedal does, or the starter pedal does stick in the downward position when we start the bike, so either the spring is worn out or there's some internal friction going on that needs to be addressed, so we'll take care of that in the rebuild. I've turned the bike around so you can see the drive side with the war issue prop stand there and the front pedestrian slicer number plate. Lucas mag dyno with the spark advancer cable there. You can see it's missing the commutator end cover, and also the fiber gear on the cam drive train has been stripped, and so this commutator doesn't spin. We need to replace that gear. This bike also has several broken fins on the barrel, which will need to be taken apart and repaired and then put back to original, repainted. These bikes have tin primaries on them, single row 3/4 inch chain. Looks just like the aluminum primaries of the period, but these are all made out of tin. Standard Triumph press metal center stand. It had some modifications and repairs done to the ends of it, so it's going to need to be rehashed and rebuilt to at least resemble original condition. Your Smith's 0 to 80 mile an hour speedometer, which is going to need to go to the Clockworks and have everything redone on it, cleaned and repaired, and new face put on it. This bike is also missing the ammeter, which is fairly easy to find. The switch appears to be working, but we'll have to test all that, make sure. Your handlebar controls, standard single pull throttle, magneto advance, and your compression release. With 6-to-1 compression, it's not really necessary, but it's there. It is missing the air control lever, choke air control lever, which we have, and we'll replace one of those. Your standard Triumph fuel tank on these bikes with the cutout in the back is for the tank mounted air filter, and we need to find the hoses for that. There is an elbow also that goes on the carburetor that might be tough to find, but we'll see what we can come up with. The gas tank is going to need a flushing and rust removal, and then tin plating and repainting. Your contract number for the military bikes was on the rear fender, and this is remarkably still there. Your VIN number on these bikes, pretty much standard location for Triumphs and most British bikes. Your contract number on some of these bikes was located under the VIN number. So as you can see, we do have a running, mostly complete motorcycle, which makes this restoration a lot easier than buying a box of bits and trying to put something together from it. It's also a lot cheaper that way. Join us again for our second episode when we take all the bits apart and we'll show you all the component parts and get into the actual restoration.